Hey guys, this is John from Immigration Office Solutions and EB3.work. And today we're going to talk about staffing solutions for employers with unskilled and low-skilled chronic labor shortages by using the EB3 visa, EB3 green card for foreign unskilled workers. I put together a kind of a short 11-frame overview that we're going to go through today. So what is the EB3 visa? It was created by the Act of Congress in 1990 with the intent of helping U.S. employers find foreign national workers who are qualified, available, and willing to perform the jobs that the employers are unable to fill in their local job market. There are 10,000 visas issued annually for unskilled positions. And for applicants, for the foreign national applicants, the most difficult part is finding an employer who's able to sponsor them, and the most difficult part for the employer is navigating the process. And so our team helps both. We work with employers, and we prepare the PERM and the I140 and the consular processing petitions until the workers can come to the U.S. So what are the benefits to the employer? First, it's a low-cost option. The employer is just required to pay for the advertising, for the local recruitment. Number two, it's predictable. You essentially have a good idea of how many and when your new workers will be coming, and you can set up a consistent calendar for incoming workers through our program. And finally, it's reliable. Each worker arrives as a permanent resident, and they agree to a 1-year employment commitment with your firm. And so it's not a temporary work permit. It's not a temporary visa. There's no lottery like there is with H-1B or H-2B, where you're just, have to get lucky to be considered. So what are the steps? It's a 3-step process. The first step is the PERM labor certification. The second step is the I-140 filing with USCIS, and the final step is either consular processing at the U.S. Embassy in the foreign national's country, or adjustment of status if they're already in the U.S. Step 1, the PERM labor certification. So the first step is we work with employers to create a Department of Labor compliant position description. And then we file the prevailing wage request with the Department of Labor, and the Department of Labor tells us what the minimum required offered salary is or wage is, and it's based on the job title, the SOC code, job title, and the work location. The third step is to advertise the position to U.S. workers, and we work with the employer through our PERM ad agencies to make sure that the advertisement is compliant with the DOL regulations. And finally, if there are no qualified workers that respond, or not enough that respond, we file the PERM petition with the Department of Labor. And then we move on to step 2. Once the PERM is approved or certified, then we prepare the I-140 petition to file with USCIS. The employer has to show the ability to pay the offered salary. They do that by showing net income or net current assets on their most recent tax return, and the applicant is required to provide proof that they meet any of the minimum requirements that were on the PERM ad, such as a high school diploma, for example. And then finally, the consular processing. After the I-140 is approved, the applicant goes to the visa interview in his country at the U.S. Embassy and receives the EB3 visa stamp in their passport, and then the green card will be mailed to their address in the U.S. And then the worker comes to the U.S. to start work for the sponsoring employer for at least 1 year. Why does the EB3 visa program work so well? There are many qualified workers outside the U.S. that want to legally immigrate to the U.S. They understand the EB3 program, and they agree to the terms of a minimum of 1 year of employment with the sponsoring employer. Number two, there are minimum costs to the employer, and so it's not a huge financial commitment. On average, the employer pays about $900 per position for the advertising, and the applicant pays the remaining fees, which are essentially immigration case prep and filing fees, which the applicant is happy to pay because the benefit they're receiving is permanent residence in the U.S. And number three, you, the employer, receive employees in legal permanent resident status who are grateful to you for sponsoring their EB3 visa and giving them an opportunity. So if you're an employer interested, or if you know an employer, or if you are a foreign national and you received a job offer from an employer, we can certainly help. What we do is we assess the number of workers needed when we meet with the employer. We create a DOL compliant position profile. We file the prevailing wage request. We begin the advertising. We begin the selection of the foreign workers along with the employer, and then we file the PERM petition with the Department of Labor. So I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below, and we'll be putting out more videos, more content on the EB3 process. Thanks, and have a great day.